the Austrian Alps. Rugged mountains, green valleys, fairy tale castles, and powerful waterfalls. We walked 6 trails selected as the top-rated hikes of Austria after researching the most popular apps and blogs. So here's our list, starting from the easiest and most family-friendly to the hardest trail. The Vilsalpsee is located in the western part of Austria, the Allgäu region. The lake is closed to traffic from 8 to 17, so either you walk there, take the bus, or as we did, the cozy little train. The beauty of this lake is that it's directly surrounded by steep mountains, which provides not only an idyllic alpine atmosphere but also amazing acoustics from the bells of cows which graze in the nearby meadows. The Wasserlochklamm, or Waterfall Gorge, lies in the green heart of Austria, the Steiermark. The trail leads up to a giant and mysterious hole on top of a mountain. After paying the entrance fee, you cross a hanging bridge to reach the trailhead. The hike goes along a couple of waterfalls and leads to the final spot, a huge hole in the rock from where the river springs. There's a little hut that sits next to the giant karst spring, which serves also as an info point with descriptions of how the water is naturally pumped up the deep hole. Several divers have tried to reach its bottom, but no one has succeeded so far. What lies below the 76 meters that have been explored so far, no one knows. It remains a mystery of Mother Nature. The Krimml waterfalls can be seen from afar. With a drop of 380 meters, they are the largest ones in Austria. To get there, you pay a toll, as everywhere in Austria, and then park your car at one of the 4 official parkings. From there, it's a short hike to the entrance of the trail. The amount of war, it's August now, so it's actually pretty much. After paying the entrance fee, you start with the lowest one of the 3 stages of the waterfall. And be prepared, it's in a different climate zone. Then the ascent begins. It brings you to different canton or pulpits, one of which is called the Rain pulpit. After 2/3 of the trail, there's a hut standing next to a huge rock. From there you can see the highest waterfall. But many, especially with kids, remain here in the amazing natural playground. The Wolfsklamm or Wolf's Gorge trail has something of a fairy tale. Through the Valley of the Wolves, you hike up to an incredible monastery built on a rock. After paying for the parking, which is €5 per day, and for the entrance ticket, the hike begins in the gorge. And now we're heading to the St. Georgenburg, to this old monastery. The monastery is built on a rock, which can be accessed by an old wooden bridge. but it's a stable one. The priest crossed it with his little fiat. You feel like arriving on a separate island or a secluded world. After a visit to the chapel, there's also a cafe. And not to be missed, a dazzling view from the wooden balcony. To reach the trail to the Olpererhütte, you'll go through the beautiful Zillertal, which has even its own little railroad. Again, a road toll will be collected, this time in cash, so be prepared. And since a one-lane road awaits, there's a countdown clock, and we had to wait for 16 minutes. Then you approach this giant wall. It turns out to be a huge dam. The reservoir holds water coming directly from a glacier, so its color is just amazing. The hike is a mountain trek, so although it's safe to take kids with you, it's a very hard one due to the constant ascent. But it's maybe the most picturesque hike in Austria, with plenty of photo spots and also plenty of water refilling options. There's the hut. Almost there. Officially, the trail goes to the Olpererhütte, but the real highlight is 200 meters further up. The suspension bridge overlooking the turquoise Schlegei's reservoir. Now, the last one is the hardest one. You'll even need a helmet and a harness. We rented ours at the nearby shop on the previous evening for just 13 euros per person. Our trip leads us to the Kaisergebirge, or the Emperor Mountains. It's probably the most dramatic mountain range that you can summit without alpine experience. Again, you pay a toll, it's €5 in cash. The Emperor Mountains have two sides, the mild and the wild Emperor. Our trail leads to the highest peak of the Wild Emperor, or Wilder Kaiser, to the Ellmauer Halt. From the first steps on, you feel the steepness. We'll have to cover almost 1300 meters of elevation, and the trail offers no warm-up phase. After about half an hour, you see the Gratten Hut, which serves as a base camp for the summit climb. The hut is surprisingly busy for an early Wednesday morning. We keep the cold drink for the way back, losing no time for our hike. The hardest part is still ahead. As the height increases significantly, it's time to get the equipment on. To be honest, for us from the flatlands of Latvia, it took some time to overcome the first vertigo feelings. How is it, Rainis?
Impossible.
Yeah.
It's madness for Latvian guys.
And as you reach the monstrous wall with the iron steps, the steepness increases once more. It's not a classic via ferrata, as only some sections are secured, but it helps to stop more often and suck in the amazing views. At one point, the trail splits into two directions, starting a loop. The left has an iron ladder, which we used for our way back. The right one has a vertical wall with iron steps in it. This is maybe the craziest part. Almost at the top, there's a shelter hut or a bivak. Thank God, yes. And then finally, the cross. Hey, thanks for watching. Please like and share it if you found it useful, and check out our website at trailwalkers.co to find all of the 6 trails on a map.